3, 2. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Habano Saturday live. And we're live this afternoon. This is our new time, 1 o'clock Eastern, a little before, 6 o'clock London, and whatever the frig time it is in Pakistan when Princess finally shows up. So we're here.
I would imagine around 11 o'clock in the evening. I would imagine 5 hours ahead.
There you have it. So we're all here. We're going to do what we usually do. We're not really sure what that is, but we're going to do it and talk about cigars and what's going on in the geopolitical world, what it looks like in Cuba and everything else. So we are here. So Riza, how would you like to start as you're playing with the big television screen? I'm trying to buy as much time for you as I can so you can get the television screen off. I'm not even running the intro until Princess shows. And I have money that says Princess will be late. There's no way Princess will be on time to the show that she's requested that we make it this hour. What, you're not taking that bet? Oh, there's a comment. Oh, sorry, guys. You got to turn the comments on for the kids. Here we go. How are we doing, gents, from the cigar analyst? Ali, we're doing great, buddy. How you doing? There you have it. Make it big. There you have it. What, are you being politically correct today? You say something? Like all of a sudden now you can't talk. You're talking to me for 20 minutes in the green room. Now you can't talk? Screw it. I'll do the merch. Hey, guys, look at the new baseball caps we have for the show. You too can have. There you go. There you go. Yeah, let's use the QR code right there.
I've been very heavily influenced by this Penn and Teller stuff. You know, I watch YouTube. I don't really watch terrestrial TV anymore. I watch lots of YouTube. But these days, well, at least for the past 3 or 4 months, I've been watching a lot of these Penn and Teller foolas. And the fact that one of them doesn't talk Penn and Teller doesn't talk. And, he does really talk, but on the show he doesn't. And he said it generates a little bit more mystery, a little bit more magic. And I tried that just now, and it worked because instantly the salesman in you doffs the cap. And that cap is very cool because people, I don't know, if you could bring it close to the camera, right? Yeah. I was surprised, didn't realize you had this. There's us on the cap. I don't know how you managed to do that.
The merch store, baby. David did it. David,
and they're embroidered. They're embroidered. Can I use a bad word? They look effing nice. Very nice. When I say they.
When have you ever not used a bad word? What all of a sudden
I'm beginning to realize, my conscience is.
You have a conscience? Whoa. Just stop.
To some extent. So ever since you put us on this social media platform, right?
I put us here.
Our characters are getting washed out a little bit, right?
Okay.
But no, I enjoy. The thing is, I don't know why you don't broadcast it. I don't know why you don't record it. Our green room chats
is the best.
The air is we talk about the nitty gritty stuff, and when we get on here, you go quiet all of a sudden. You you tone it down a little bit, and.
Well, no, that's because we speak about people and things you don't want to be publicized. So that has a lot to do with why we don't do a lot of stuff. Just saying.
Well, it's not that. It's like it's semi-administrative and it's semi sort of logistics and who's doing what and what we're going to be talking about. And just for the benefit of anyone who's on here right now, I can see Ali's on there. Ali, hello.
Ali's, of course.
Our analyst is on there. There are some people, as I was saying to you, who from last week commented and got hold of me saying that they're looking forward to the change in time of the show. I mean, we're doing it at 6 o'clock this evening and in London time. What is the time for you right now? Is -5, so it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It is 1 o'clock, yeah.
So you've got probably a Reuben sandwich handy at this time somewhere.
I got something handy at this time. I don't know her name. But anyway, the important thing is that the problem with, the only bad thing with this is that I either have to smoke cigars now at like 3 a.m. and start drinking scotch then, which means I haven't stopped from the night before, or later tonight, I'm going to go out to smoke cigars with the fans and have scotch then, which will take me into my Sunday Cuban cigar smoking. Just saying. Now knowing all this, big shout out to AJ and his daughter, who are literally a few hours away from me
you in Miami.
I know, in Miami, as I'm here in Monte Carlo. But if AJ would have told me in advance that he was going to be in Miami, I would have had the jet fueled up.
I suspect that's why he didn't say anything.
Because I would have met him in Miami. Now, I understand. When you meet someone, this type of celebrity, I understand that it's
I think people
intimidating.
are intimidated by you. You've got that intimidating air, that sort of that cutting in. What is he going to say next? You know,
Well, you drink a little human blood every now and then, people get intimidated. I don't know what to
this
tell
is
you. It
true.
is what
This
it
is
is. Yeah,
true. But
it's just the way it
having
goes.
said that,
Yeah,
just about an hour ago, Roven
yeah,
hit base with me as well and said,
you
"Reza,
did.
what are you doing?" I thought he was in town in London, but actually,
Right?
no, he also is in Miami,
Yeah.
and so there seems all the energy seems to be on that side of the world. You guys
Right.
are getting ready
Well,
to attack Cuba one way or the other.
well,
Uh,
I'm gonna be remember, I get to be the cigar czar once that happens. So once that happens, I become the cigar czar. No cigars for what's his face? For Usman. And by the
there's
way, Cigar
Kasim. Kasim is on
Confidentials,
there
good
as
evening.
well. Yeah,
Carson, good to see everybody. How you doing?
yeah,
Everybody's here. It's the whole gang is here.
yeah. No, there are some other people on there that I don't know who they are, but
All
they're
right.
hanging
Well, it's
over
okay
there.
if you don't know everybody.
Well, no, the ones that I mean, for example, Ali and Kasim, we hear from them all the time. They're sort of
Yeah.
they're lovely fans of yours, and they contribute a lot to the show. But then we've
Yeah.
got our floating crew as well. There, we've got the haters, the lovers, the
Oh
likers.
yeah.
We've got the whole thing, and that's
Yeah.
I think that's the mark of a show that's making a bit of an imprint everywhere.
This is really bad when the fans start going, is Princess joining today? Well, we'll find out in about 60
You know,
seconds.
that's what I think is missing. We need a hot chick on this show.
Oh, that would be awesome. And without makeup, Usman's a pretty hot chick. Anyway, we'll find out. Ruben is joining.
Ruben
Hello,
is there.
Ruben.
Ruben's
How
only
are you,
down the
our
road from
friend?
you. He's literally
I
down.
know.
He's actually
I'm
not standing
surprised.
outside the building.
I probably is with a missile launcher. It's fine. I'll get the jet warmed up. I'll go visit everybody. Here's the thing. It's pretty bad when the fans say to us, "Is Princess joining today?" Well, it is the top of the hour, and if Princess isn't here in 1 minute, we are going to run the opening credits, kids,
I
and
say
really
you
start
run
the
the opening
show.
credits anyway. We're here
Screw
to run the
Princess then.
opening credits.
All right, we're going to run the opening credits, everybody. Hey, welcome to Habanos Live, everybody. Now, here's the real show.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live.
All right, we're back, everybody.
I like the titles. I said this last week. I said I like these new titles. This is a very cartoony, very sort of '60s kitsch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
David did. Listen,
I,
David's the one who makes the merch. David's the one who comes up with this stuff. David comes up with everything. So
well, we
kudos to David.
we gave him some good material to work with.
Well,
Anyway.
I mean, because God forbid he would do it himself. Stephen will be revealing to how the filing order.
Revealing. You said
This is
revealing.
to know how
You
the
said
filing
revealing,
order.
not revealing.
Listen,
Revealing.
listen. Excuse me. Speak
We
Yiddish.
wield.
The
Stephen will be
cigar
revealed
alley.
to me.
Alley. There's a little a code right above me. The little QR code is how you order the merch, or you literally just look at this thing on YouTube, and all our merch is there, my friend. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? Because I can see Allie is already going to be a troublemaker today. I'm going to put the merch tag in the whatchamacallit, in the in the comment section. So
Seriously, how
everybody
can you even do that?
watch this. You just watch this. You stick with Daddy. Daddy knows all. There you go, kids. There's the merch. There's the merch link. Knock yourself
That's a
out.
link. I thought you were going to put QR code.
The QR code's above me. It's right there.
I don't know when this show turned from cigar show into home shopping channel.
Listen, you told me when I did that thing for Easy Ash, it was the
That was
home
very
shopping
good.
channel. I thank you.
Honestly, that was very good. If anyone
Yeah,
wants to see that, I don't know, it's on your story somewhere, on your Instagram handle, on
yeah,
Even Steven Cigars. When you
yeah,
did this impromptu sale of this
yeah,
collapsible foldable ashtray.
yeah.
No, it was very good. I'm honestly saying this. I thought, wow, his presentation skills are excellent. You should be
Yeah.
selling finance or
Well, I sell. We sell countries. It's
dreams.
okay.
You know what you do? You sell
Dreams.
dreams. You sell dreams to people.
We sell dreams to people. That's right. That's what finance guys do. But anyway, Ali, there you go. There's the links. And then there's the QR code
Ali
above
didn't
me.
need the link. All he had to do is put his phone up against
I
the
know, but
screen.
it's Ali, and we don't want him to have to work too hard. You know how it is. So anyway, there's the links to the stuff. enjoy the merch, guys, and hopefully you like it. So next week or the week after, I've got the red hoodie coming. I've got the red shirt coming. I'm going to be merched out every week just because I like our stuff and it really looks cool. So there you go. So and the hat, I like the hat.
I think it's cool.
What can I tell you? All right. Well, enough about that. So let's talk about what's going on in the cigar world because that's what people really care about.
There's a Cuban theme going on. I'm doing a bit of a build-up actually because I'm getting a little bit mildly excited.
Wow! Thank God your girlfriend's happy. Yeah,
I'm getting mildly excited about this Habanos Festival that's taking place from I believe the 22nd of February to approximately. Our free screen is frozen. You know this?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm looking at us. We're moving.
It's on my live screen is frozen, I guess.
Oh, it's because you're not on the real thing here. You keep going. I'll take a look at the real live feed and see how we're doing. You keep going.
Let's see.
No, we're good. We're live. It's okay.
Yeah, so the Cuba thing is I'm getting a little bit excited. There's half a chance I might even go to this year. I'm hearing horror stories. I don't know if anyone wants to contribute to these. Yeah, I'm hearing not horror stories, but I'm hearing because there is so much tension, political tension, military tension in the area on behalf of the peacemakers in the area.
Right.
The peacemakers in the area.
Peacemakers, yeah.
Peacemakers, not pacemakers, the peacemakers. I've heard things like the festival might be cancelled. I've heard things such as it might be the last festival that ever happens. I don't think so. I think what happens is in a time of discombobulation, people's minds run amok. Having said that, the important thing about this festival that's coming up is the 60th anniversary of the Cohiba brand, let's put it that way. And I think AJ was it last week or the week before? He was saying, folks, what are we thinking about the 60th anniversary? What are our thoughts? Well, the thoughts are that I think it's going to be a bit of a Cohiba fest. I think if I get there, I'll find most of the attendees and participants will be smoking Cohiba all the fucking time. To be very honest with you, it's the first time I'd be going to Cuba. Actually, I'm more of a I don't know if you know this, Stephen. I'm more of a history kind of person, even more than the cigars. I mean, cigars are a sort of wonderful, wonderful hobby and pastime, right? But if I go to a place like Cuba, I'm going there for the history, to live the history, the modern history, the slightly older history. I did the exact same when I went to Dominican Republic 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I can't remember now. The Alzheimer's kicks in from time to time.
So wait, so I have a question.
No, it was 4 years ago. It was
4 years ago. 4 years ago, everybody.
It was
2 years before the show. Yeah.
2022. It was
right before we did. So wait, so I have a question for you. So you're going to go to Cuba, and you're going with a group of people. We're not going to mention any names for political reasons. Because my birthday is the week of the festival. So I'm talking to, the people there saying, is it okay if the Jew comes? Because, I'm an American. It could go either way. Well, Ruben is Ruben. He can go anywhere. A man of 14 passports. I only have 3, and I don't think the one from Transylvania is going to work. And I'm working on it. And the one from Pluto doesn't work. So I got the U.S. one.
As we were saying before the show started, right? We look at fighter pilots, and they have sort of a call sign. A call sign. Sort of like Maverick and Iceman, etc., etc. And we were contemplating what our call signs might be. In fact, if you do it properly, I might even add my call sign into this profile, so it'd be red. What would your call sign be? So you're enamored with Juan López these days.
Oh, I would be Juan López.
Well, I think you'd have to just pick one of those, either Juan or López. And the reason I'm tying this in is if you had that as a call sign, that might make your entry into Cuba slightly easier.
Well,
the masquerade would be there.
What I thought is we know a guy who knows another guy who had dinner with a guy who knows the Castros. I figured that I would just go as their guest.
I don't know where this story came from, but
I don't know. It's just a rumor I hear.
Certainly, if I went to Cuba, I would want to move in those circles.
I would want to move in those circles. I'm just thinking, why don't I just say the Castros invited me? and then I
Well,
could just go as their
they may
guest.
invite you straight into a room with bars on it. If
Well, hey, listen, if there's bars and they have good scotch, I'm good with that.
well, there
So
you
as
go. There's
long
your
as
play on
that room has
words.
scotch, yeah.
And look at this. Carson has messaged the exact same fucking thing I
I
was
know.
saying to you before,
What
right?
you
Yeah,
told me.
about
I can go for
journalism.
journalism. Yeah,
Yeah, because
Carson,
you could pull a Kirby Allison there. You could pull a Kirby Allison and say, look,
well,
he's got a
yeah.
journalist's pass. Why can't I have one?
Well, but here's the thing: who really am I going? I'm going to interview who? You? I already interviewed. We talk every week.
I think you interview me all the time. I think that would be a very good. You can say you can refer to this body of work, this opus, this
Oh, here we
magna
go.
opus, and say,
Here
look,
it
that's
comes.
what I do. I interview this guy. I'm going to be following him to Cuba and seeing his journey.
Yeah,
Humanitarian
yeah.
is
Let's take
pushing
it.
it. Steven
Now
is
we're
far
now
from
we're pushing it.
humanitarian.
We're pushing it. I mean, if there's eight balls and hookers, and I'm interviewing them, that's I'm good with that. So
I believe those don't exist in Cuba. I don't
well,
know why
see
you
right
said this.
away. There's then the humanitarian part is over. But I was going to see if I could start a charity there. It would be a halfway house for girls that don't go all the way. But I have to still. Yeah, go ahead.
Hang on. There's a
Yeah,
thought that might have escaped me. I believe
sure.
that one of our viewers, whose name begins with a Q, may also be in Cuba.
As we speak right now.
I believe. Not right now, at
Oh,
the
at the
festival.
festival.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. There you have it.
So going back to this call sign, Juan or Lopez?
Oh, see, if you call me Juan, then I'm going to be like two, three, four. If you call me Lopez, then it's a whole thing. So I'm flexible either way. I think, but I thought the call would just be Juan Lopez because I could be in Cuba and they go Juan Lopez, and I'd be like, that is me, and people will look at me and they'll start speaking "Pase de Pepe, por favor," and I'll be like English, and then they'll know it's blown. So I have to come up with a better
I
one. Maybe do you want to build a snowman? Maybe that's a good call sign for me.
That's from Frozen, no?
Yes, yes, it's from
I have to
Frozen.
think about that for a moment. Uh,
Shout out to
I
Josh
have a call
Glass.
sign for me, but I
Yeah,
don't know why this call sign has hit my head.
yeah.
I was thinking of everything Hispanic and Latino,
Okay,
and for some reason, the movie Desperado hit my head with
okay.
Antonio Banderas.
Sure, great flick.
So great flick. Robert Rodriguez directed that, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so my call sign might be Antonio, as
Okay.
ridiculous as it sounds.
You know what? My call sign could also be Jose or Jose B.
Jose
So either one.
Mendez.
Yeah. Well, let's not get carried away. So anyway, if you guys want to come up with some call signs, and as we know that the people
Suggest
from
some call
around the world
signs for
watch it.
Stephen, for
Oh
me,
yeah,
and
yeah.
for Usman. Now,
Princess. Well, Princess, we have hers. Princess. She's got her call
No,
sign.
Princessa. No, I
Princessa.
don't think.
Yes, Princessa.
Whilst we can make a joke about it, I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be enamored with that call sign.
Well, that's too
Uh,
bad. You have to show up on the show to be enamored then. If you don't show up on your own show, you don't get enamored. It's just the way it works.
should he be on the show? Is he in sight anywhere? Is Usman in sight?
I
Can
haven't
you
heard
see him
from
in the
him,
green room
Mister.
anywhere?
No, he's not anywhere to be found. I mean, he texted this morning, I'll be there like usual. And you know how Princess
No,
goes.
no, it's 11 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday night in
He's
Lahore.
perfect.
And the weather apparently there is quite mild these days, so he's probably out
Yeah.
partying, eating, drinking. I mean,
And
drinking
forgot that he had a show to
non-alcoholic stuff,
do.
obviously, and
Yeah.
smoking cigars.
Yeah, he forgot he had a show.
On the topic of cigars,
Yes, let's talk.
I have heard whilst doing my basic fundamental research about the Habanos Festival and what to
Yes.
do, what not to do, what else
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
attending, where to stay,
Right.
where not to stay, the political correctness, that kind of stuff that goes in through your brain when you're visiting a country for the first time. You just want to,
Hmm.
no, it's true. I'm, if you're a Cuban cigar smoker or an
Mm-hmm.
aficionado,
Yeah.
or an aficionada. Sorry, I don't know why
Well,
those
yeah,
words
sure.
came out right now.
Yeah.
I'm none of those things. Yeah, but I
Right.
do enjoy the Cuban smoke. Then I think it behoves you a little bit to visit Cuba at some stage, and because I'm going, I'm a
Yeah.
little bit excited about this. Yeah, and I'm excited about the historic aspects of this location.
Okay.
Things that spring to mind are Ernest Hemingway or
Okay.
Don Ernesto, and he would be called.
Oh,
His
yeah.
favorite drinks, his sort of the bars that he would haunt in Havana.
Right.
Because I've read a lot of Hemingway, right? Yeah, and I mean, I'm not dead yet, right? Obviously, I would still like to do this kind of like walk, going from place to place, having a drink, having a bite to eat. Now, unfortunately, all those things have been deprived of me this year because if I make it to the Habanos Festival, it is
Yeah.
also in the month of Ramadan. I will be fasting.
Mm.
I will be sticking steadfastly to the rules
Okay.
as best as I can. So I will have, I won't say a muted festival. I will have a contemplative festival
Mm.
where perhaps I can take a different character there and see how I enjoy it.
Okay. And I like that.
Have
But so we,
by the way, I've done the talking now. It's your turn.
I don't thank God because you're drone on and on and on. Anyway, Ruban writes, Stephen, what's your favorite Habano? And the favorite
And
Habano is one that
his favorite Habano is a CAO Brazilian.
stop it. That's not a Habano. And my favorite Habano, and he's doing this on purpose because he's the one who turned me on to this. Juan López is my favorite Habano, and that's because of Ruban.
Exactly.
He,
Oh, I just made the connection. The Juan
yeah,
Lopez was a
yeah,
connoisseur, uh,
yeah.
uh,
That's the one he sent
uh,
me.
Grand Padron.
Yeah, he sent that, and I was
Is
like
the
hooked.
Ruven connection? Ruven
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the man that made that happen.
He's the one who sent that to me. He goes, try it. I tried it. And I was like, that's it. I'm hooked. And
I have
now
to say that's
I,
my favorite regional. That's my
yeah,
favorite regional.
I can't get enough of Juan Lopez. I'll be with some gentlemen tomorrow and we'll be smoking Juan Lopez and later then a cigar. But we're very excited about that. So yeah, so Ruben is my guy. If it wasn't for Ruben, I would, be just CAO Brazilian Amazon guy.
Yeah. My favorite Habano. I won't talk about my favorite. Firstly, no one asked me, but
Oh,
secondly,
your
the
favorite
reason.
Habano is the Siglo too. We're well aware. You tell me this
Yeah,
every show, every
I'm
day.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a. What about our short that's been going viral for the last 3 months? Yeah,
We mean the
I
so
don't know
here's
if you
it. No,
mentioned
no,
this before. We put up a short a year ago, and it's just
no.
suddenly gone.
Two November of 24, my friend.
Oh, really? That was
It's
2 years.
November of 24. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's not two
November
years
of
ago. That's a year and a half ago. It's not even a year and a half.
fine,
But
whatever.
anyway, it's gone totally viral, and that
Yeah.
featured the Cohiba Amber.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
And that's one. I'll be honest with you. I had that cigar maybe 5 or 6 times in that period when it came out. I loved it, to be honest with you. But I still say it's a slightly lighter version. I think it reminded me of the Siglo 2, but it's a slightly lighter profile version of the Siglo 2. It's very easy smoke. But Siglo
Yes.
2 were always delivered. And I'm thinking that this Habanos Festival, if anyone sees me, they will see me smoking a Siglo 2 morning or evening.
Wow.
It's obviously not going to happen in the daytime. We'll not be smoking as per
Right.
the rules of fasting. There's no food, there's no water, there's no drink, there's no medicine, there's no swearing, there's no bad
Whoa, whoa,
thoughts.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
yes, I
whoa,
am that
whoa.
accomplished that all of those things will be banished from my brain.
Well, I have to
And
go
that
backwards.
includes, and by the way, let me the
Yeah.
final thing. I will not be smoking during the daytime, obviously. So,
Wait, I'm just getting over the fact that you won't be able to swear. This could be awesome.
well,
I may come to Cuba just for that. And apparently I can
well,
go for humanitarian reasons with a journalistic license. I'm on my way.
you know what
So there you
happens
have it. Tell me.
every year for a month when we engage in this activity, and when I say we, as this body of Muslims, we
Yes,
engage
yes.
in this activity, and what happens with me is like almost like a torn limb.
Okay.
You know what a phantom limb is? Like, God forbid you
Yes.
have your arm amputated. Like for months later, you
Yes.
still feel you got an arm, and
Yeah.
that's what happens after the Ramadan period. After you finish the Ramadan period, because you've been so fastidiously there's a pun in there, fastidiously
Ah,
fasting.
yes, yes,
You've
yes.
been
Got it.
so
Got it.
fastidiously fasting.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to give it up after Ramadan ends, after Eid. You kind of
Really?
think, am I fasting? Am I allowed to eat? You have this kind of weird feeling. But
Yeah.
also that extends to your relatively good behavior, which I guess is the whole point, is because you're meant to, contemplate, and
Right.
it's just an extended meditation. It's not just, but it is like
No.
an extended meditation session. So the one good thing about this that might transpire in the Habanos Festival is that when I actually do smoke a cigar in the evening,
Right.
having not eaten all day, having not had drink all day, and when I
Hmm.
finally get down to eating and drinking, I wonder how nice a Cuban cigar
Good point.
in Havana
Yeah.
is going to be. And I think it was Ruven just telling me, as I was chatting with Ruven earlier, Ruven was saying that Cuban cigars taste different in Cuba.
You know why? because you got real Cuban cigars there, not the crap they send to London. Can we talk about the shortage?
I think there's obviously there's some truth to. I don't mean so. You don't mean crap. What happens is if you take something away from its terroir, it begins to disintegrate. Now it doesn't mean it goes worse, but it just changes. So I would imagine when it is, it's like if you pick a tomato and eat it straight away, it will have a certain a flavor, and if that tomato is then packed and transported for 2 months and refrigerated and unrefrigerated, you may keep most of its integrity, but it will change.
Yep. But let me ask you, we were, and if we can't talk about this, you can just tell me to stop after I ask the question.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That was easy. All right. Well, thanks for joining the show.
Ask anyway.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very little. So I hear there seems to be a little shortage and supply shortage of things going on with Cuban cigars.
That's called price manipulation.
Well, no, you were telling me that people aren't getting some of their stock and stuff. So is that a problem, or is that just because it's so popular because of our show and the 100,000 fans that listen and watch every week?
Yes, it's because of our show.
There you go. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, there we go.
It's because of our show.
And,
our show directly influences the price of Cuban cigars and their supply.
I know. Yeah. Oh, I know in London you do, because you say you like something and they sell out the next day. So, you know, I know it's gone. So
I've been doing less of that lately, primarily in order not to discombobulate the market, and also just to see if it's bullshit or not. Mainly. But yes,
no one's buying or smoking.
We are price affecting the market. We are supply affecting the market, and we are taste affecting the market. What does that mean?
That's true.
The change of tastes, the change of likes, the change of what's in fashion and what's not in fashion, and of course I'm joking, of course.
Right.
But what I like to think is that in our very sort of small, humble way, that when we talk about stuff, and we're talking about stuff together, really, it's just you and I and Usman when he turns up.
When she shows, yes.
When she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. No, yeah. This is the whole point. The whole point is we discuss what we like, what we don't like, why we like it, when we smoked it, who we smoked it with, was it enjoyable, was it not enjoyable, and this is really. I wish more people would do it. I wish more people would come. Would do, and they are actually. I've noticed there's a sudden jump in the number of people doing sort of cigar related content online, whether it's a YouTube show or an Instagram show. Even you didn't have a cigar Instagram 3 months ago, and now you have. Oh, by the way, a shout out for even Steven Cigars. That's over there somewhere. That's on Steven's thing. He's almost up to 500 followers. Can you guys make it 500 followers one way or the other?
Really? I'm up to that many?
But that's not bad. You're not doing bad because they're quality followers. These are people that you know. These are people that are watching the show. These are people who actually interact with you, right? Okay.
Not only do they do that, but there's several of them. I'm going to give a shout out to Ali, and there's another guy. I'm not sure which one of our fans it is, but I know his call out. And they'll send me videos that they think are funny, and they're spot on. And I'm like, I love it. Like they send me stuff. I love it. So I do respond to my DMs if people DM me so yes. But before we go into that, Ruben just said right now, of course, because the festival is coming up, the casas will have more than usual, because the festival approaches. He said, I'm referring to Cuba, of course. So there'll be tons of cigars there. They'll be giving them away for free. Buy one, get 7 free. Mention Ruben's name. He'll take good care of you.
I wonder why Ruben's logo is the inverted Cuban flag. I wonder why.
I don't know. He's in Miami today. He could come on the show and tell us.
The answer is I was hoping that you would give me the answer, Stephen, but I know the answer. The answer is that's the Puerto Rican flag.
Is it really? No kidding. Hey, can I tell you? I went to Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico, and I will tell you this.
No.
What do you mean? No.
Puerto Rico, the rich port.
Excuse Jesus.
Don't throw some Latin into it, otherwise they'll never let you into Cuba. They'll just say,
"Oh, they're barely going to let me in the United States." Yeah. So anyway, I was in the PR, as we like to call it, for the guys that can't pronounce the name apparently properly.
Puerto Rico.
Thank you. That's the place. And across from our hotel was this place, And because I'm 5 years old, had to take pictures of it because it was the something something El Nacional Cockfight Arena. So I got very excited, and then I started to sing the
Seriously?
national anthem.
So
Yeah,
it was a
I sure
national
swear to
arena
God,
bullfighting.
Ruben, Puerto Rico will say,
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico will tell you that they have it looks
Oh,
like a football stadium, and it's the National Something Something Cockfight Arena. And I thought that was the funniest thing. I took pictures. I was like a kid in a candy store. That was just too much fun for me because I'm 5.
oh, by the way, Ruben is very connected, but that's something else, right? Okay.
Well, yeah,
And even though this is the Habanos show, right?
yeah, yeah.
It's perhaps worth mentioning that there is another festival that takes place the week before Habanos, which is the Pro Cigar Festival in Dominican Republic, DR,
Okay.
which
Ah,
I've been to. That was 4 years ago. Bloody hell.
sure.
Um, so these two events happen sort of like consecutively,
Simultaneously.
1 week and then that week. So whilst I'm not really humongously into the Dominican leaf, except for the Davidoffs that are
There we go.
basically, as far as I'm concerned, are the pinnacle
Here it comes.
of Dominican production. I mean,
Hold on one second while you're sucking up. Hi, Roy.
well, I'm
Okay,
not
go
clearly.
ahead.
I'm clearly not. I'm just saying it the way it is. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
If anyone cares to listen, they'll know that Davidoff is a splendid
Oh, it's great.
splendid brand,
Yeah,
splendid
if you're going to
brand
speak
with
English
lots of
later, that'd be
history.
awesome.
Promoted by Zeno Davidoff. I've been given the history lesson by several people, including Roy Sommer, Jean-Marie. So
Yeah,
out
John
there.
Marie gives, and so did Aaron
So
Sigmund.
Jean-Marie's a party animal. Saturday evenings in Dubai, he goes out. So right now he's probably out having a party on a yacht somewhere.
Oh, that's why he's not commenting on the show. He'll watch the
There you go.
rebroadcast and then he'll tell you what's wrong with it. Go ahead. So.
And Aaron Sigmund, our dear friend Aaron Sigmund, they've all given me this lesson on
Yeah.
Davidoff and how relevant or perhaps irrelevant Zeno Davidoff was. He was the first sort of influencer, sort of an ambassador, but he didn't really have any critical input into the Davidoff brand, other than being the face of Davidoff. So we said this before. But anyway, Davidoff remains the pinnacle for me.
Yeah.
For me, I can give one other shout out, and I no one's putting a gun to my head for this. La Galera cigars.
Whew.
Now, don't ask me why.
Okay, I won't.
Really give you a good reason.
You're gonna tell me anyway.
Actually, whilst we're on this sort of this thing, there is also the Nova cigars, which you remember.
Nova's a great cigar brand. Yeah,
it's a great looking. I'll be honest with you, it's a great looking product. Great looking product. Honestly, it's a really good looking product, in my opinion. Yeah. I've got some Nova stuff lying around and I don't know where it is. Anyway.
I had their cigar. EGM makes good. They only make one good cigar, which is the Lancero. I enjoy the EGM for a non-Cuban.
EGM make an elegant product. I think what they do is they make an elegant product.
They make one good cigar. Let's not beat around the bush. They make one cigar. That's it. The rest of it's kind of okay. And then one that's supposed to look like the Cohiba one is crap. So let's just stop beating around the bush. The fans want truth.
The Imperial
That's the crappy one. Yeah.
Aged tobacco.
By the way,
on there, but the product is a good-looking product. Their marketing is very good. It's excellent.
Oh yeah,
not very good. It's excellent. It's top-notch marketing.
Yeah.
The cigar that I'm attracted. Well, there you go. Cigars and cars. Padron is the king of. That's Peter. Padron is
Padron. No, excuse me. Padron. That's how you pronounce
it. It's not Padron. It's Padron.
Yes, it is. It's called Padron.
Well,
when I met Mr. Padron, that's how he told me. I don't know what to tell you. Padron.
Yes, you can, but actually, Padron.
Not Padron. What's Padron? It's Padron. It's a Padron. The 1926 Series 1. Exquisite. And to answer...
I'm saying this out of self-admitted ignorance. I've only spoken to one or two Padrons. I'll be very honest with you.
Padron.
You
weren't impressed. Usman likes them as well. Ali says, what Davidoff, by the way, since you're talking about Ali, if I have to smoke a Davidoff, it's the Winston Churchill late evening. It's a beauty. It's a great smoke.
Late evening is the late hour.
Whatever it's called. They know what I mean.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, Winston and I were very tight. But anyway, I love that one, as if we're going to talk about Davidoff cigars. So there you have it. Yeah, Jose Padron pronounces it like Steven. Ha!
Yeah, that's...
The Jew is right. Thank you,
You can
everybody.
pronounce it however you want. You can smoke it
Well,
however
not
you
if you
want.
want to, if you want to be.
I have no real time for it. But then you know what? I stand ready to be educated on these things.
We just
I may
tried to
be speaking
educate you.
totally
You
out of
told me.
turn. I may be speaking totally out of turn. There are some very nice regular cigar smokers out there, and Peter is one of them. That's Cigars and Cars. If
Okay.
they say they're good, I'm sure they're good. If Stephen, you say they're good, I'm sure they're good.
The Padron is a beautiful
Padron.
smoke. Think whatever. The
Mm.
cigar that begins with a P and ends with an N, that cigar is a beautiful smoke. And I enjoy every one I had. I had one a few weeks ago. Absolutely gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous smoke. The only thing I don't like about it is that they're box pressed. I would prefer they would be hand rolled. But other than that, exquisite.
I
It's if
don't
you
know why
never
I'm
had
talking
one, you have
about
to have
this, but
one.
one of the cigars,
Yeah.
that you mentioned, box pressed.
Yeah.
I think I referred to this maybe a year or two ago. You might even remember this. You remember the Aroa 20 years age box pressed?
Yes, I do. I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, that's a fucking good cigar. That's
Yeah.
gone out of my near universe.
Okay.
But it's a very reasonably priced, excellent. It's very well constructed. So I believe that's Honduran leaf. Am I
No,
right?
I'd have to look it up. That I don't know. If
I
somebody knows,
believe
please
the
put it in the
Aroa
comments.
20 years age box
Right.
press, the Maduro. I think it comes in Connecticut and
Right.
Maduro. The Maduro, pure white ash, absolute like
Yeah.
snow white ash, great construction,
Yeah. And Snow White did have a
good
nice ash.
flavor. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
I agree
You
with
remember
that.
me talking about that one,
I
right?
do, and I remember Snow White's ash. Wow, that was a beauty. So
No. That was a good looking cigar. And
yeah.
the thing is this: when you're smoking these cheap, shitty cigars, right? Yeah, the way that it looks and the way the ash develops
Yeah.
kind of compensates for everything else, right?
Mm.
Okay. I mean, they can never be close to the
Here it comes.
Cuban character, the Cuban
There
leaf.
we go.
But if
Yeah.
you're gonna smoke, no, did I use a bad word? Shitty? No, I didn't mean
No,
that.
no, no, no.
I
You're
didn't mean that. I was just joking. I was just fishing for
it's
some
not
reaction
Ramadan
here.
yet, so feel free to knock yourself out. So
I eventually will. But Davidoff does. Hang on, cigar. Does
oh,
Stephen
that's
rate
an
Padron
interesting
higher than
question.
Fuente?
Do I rate Padron higher than a Fuente? Yes, I actually do. I think Padron is a much better stick for the
A
money
shtick.
than a
You said
Fuente.
shtick.
I'm Jewish. It's a shtick. We're doing a shtick.
Thank
No,
you for
a cigar.
confirming.
There you go. No, I do. I think Padron is. I think the series, the 1926 series, is there are Fuentes that beat some of the other Padrones, but the 1926 series I think is much better than any of the Fuentes,
I
including their Opus X and everything else.
I saw just on Instagram earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know
Hmm.
if any of the chaps watching can remind me.
Yeah.
Is I saw a new a tin, a Davidoff tin
Right.
of the late hour. They've done a late hour series in tins.
Right.
I don't know if they're smaller versions or whatever, but it looked like a very attractive product. I mean, you buy it with your eyes first, yeah. That
Right.
looked like a really nice, you can walk around with a tin in your
Hmm.
pocket, pull out a cigar and smoke it. I used to have. I've got an empty
Um,
one here, but
and
my
Cigar
my
Confidence.
Partagas,
Yeah.
what
Part
is
of
it?
guess doesn't fit in your
Capitolis.
jacket. Yeah. Nice. So one of the comments
Fuente,
was
Añejo, and Padron 1926
all
all
day.
day.
Yes, I agree with
That
that.
might
They're
be a
both.
recommendation. That might be a recommendation.
The Fuente Arrow, I actually had that 2 or 3 weeks ago because someone where I smoke recommended it and I tried it. It was a very beautiful cigar, but I would choose a 1926 over that, just so we're clear. But the comment that Cigar Confidential made, which is very true, some Padrones are good, but most are just they punch you in the face strong. That is very true. Most the 1926 and most even the 1964 is a full body cigar. Like you have to eat food before you do that. It's not a I'm going to have this in the morning with nothing in my stomach cigar. So, but that is very true. But they're both amazing cigars.
I'm looking at some of the comments.
Yeah, it's
I
about
think
time.
Carlson has mentioned Davidoff Maduro is amazing. Which is the Davidoff Maduro?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The late.
I
Oh, he's
mean,
talking about the late
it's one
hour.
of their. I think it might be their World Series where they've got like where they go around the world. There must be a Maduro there, but I don't recall.
I'm not
The
sure.
new late hour Belicosos. Ah, there you go. That's right. The new late hour Belicosos. I don't think
Yeah.
they're long fillers, so a budget version. You know, it's not about the budget version, Qasim. Is what I like. Actually, what I like is when cigars come in a tin. It takes me back
Mhm.
to a time where you would buy a tin of cigars, put them in your pocket, and you could
Yep.
literally for 3-4 days smoke them at will without having to humidify them and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of like it's like a sort of more accessible, casual, calm smoke. You sit down at a coffee shop and
Right.
you have a coffee and you want to piss off the old ladies who are sitting close by. You light up a nice cigar, let
Yeah.
the smoke waft in their direction. Sometimes they're aficionados.
Sometimes they're not.
And
Now,
sometimes not.
Ruben says my favorite Fuentes is a Don Carlos or the Don Carlos line, and that is a very good line of cigars by Fuentes. Yes, that's a nice cigar to have as well. You never had this, Riz. I can already tell.
I've not had that many Fuentes, but the thing is, I've never really been. I just don't get impressed by these things, and that's not. I
Yeah.
don't mean that I'm at such level. It just
Yes, you do.
doesn't tickle the palate. It
Yeah.
doesn't
Well,
tickle the palate. It doesn't say. I'm not saying. Oh wow, I had a great. The thing I like about these Fuente cigars, I'll be very honest with you. It's
yeah.
it's an attractive product. It
Yes.
looks attractive. If you were walking through a shop and you saw the Fuentes, you say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'll have one of those," right?
Yeah.
But it's not something I say, "Oh, I'm looking forward to having a Fuente." It doesn't happen with me. It just never happens.
Well, that's because you've been very spoiled and very fortunate that you live in a land of Cuban cigars, and a lot of the fans they either like, especially in Dubai. I know last time I was there, like all the Cuban cigars are sold out, so you have to smoke what you bring or smoke what you have. So it's one of those things. Riza, have you
Angel
tried?
share.
I
Angel.
haven't. I haven't had the Angel share. I've had
I
the
don't even know
Opus
the
X.
names, Qasim. I don't
Uh,
even know the. I
yeah,
don't even know these Vitolas or these sub brands that
yeah.
you're kicking
Well,
out.
the
The one I
Fuentes Opus
remember,
X. Yeah.
that was quite nice. I think I had that a year, two, maybe 3 years ago,
Right.
but I do remember it. Was the Opus X? It had a green X. I think it was the
Ooh.
Dubai edition or something
Yep.
like that. It was the
Okay.
Desert Rose or something like this. And
Yeah.
I may have got it wrong. And in that moment, in that time, and I don't know if it was the band that influenced. I'm a very shallow person, very very shallow person. The band can influence me. Yeah,
Shocker.
I kind of enjoyed it, but then maybe it was because I was drinking rum all evening and then I had it.
You have no clue what you had.
Sort of
It's just something with a green pan.
anesthetized from any
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now next week, just to let you know, and this
oh,
is
it's
very
show over.
exciting. No, show's not over. I'm just making a statement for the fans that are watching right now.
That's it.
Next week, we're going to have the Cigar Rabbi on, and the Cigar Rabbi is a gentleman who knows lots about the Cuban cigar, the seed, the everything. So he'll be an interesting guest, I think. He's probably watching right now. You should probably say hello.
Is he
We'll
on
see.
Instagram? Do we have his Instagram profile to give him a shout
We
out?
do have
Go
his
check.
Instagram. We do, but it's not Cigar Rabbi. It's
Is it the Smoking
something.
Rabbi?
No. Hold on. Let me find his Instagram profile for the
Because
kids.
that'd be nice if you got a guest coming on the show next week, and then people can sort of
Yeah.
like do a little bit of research and they know exactly what kind of questions to ask him.
Well, let's find out if I can find. Let me see if I can find them. Now that you're making me like look for them.
Now is this someone that you've encountered on social media or through here, or is it a
This is
friend?
somebody that I actually smoke cigars with,
Oh
and
wow!
I met him through a buddy, and he is an encyclopedia is a new English word. Please look it up. Encyclopedia of Cuban cigars. Like he'll tell you from the seed, the font. Very knowledgeable gentleman. His Instagram is Cohen, Cohen cigars,
Oh, I think he follows me.
CIGS.
Yes,
He
yes, yes.
does.
I
He
think he
follows
follows
you.
me.
He follows
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And how he and I became friendly is he's one of the gentlemen. The first time AJ was on the show, saw a short,
AJ,
walked by. Remember
AJ,
AJ Patel? AJ Patel. You
AJ
might have heard of
Patel.
him.
I see. I see. I
Yes,
see.
yes, yes, yes. If you could just stay up with the show, that'd be really cool. But he walked by me and goes, "You're that guy," and I was like, "Only if you see me in the post office." And then he was like, "You had AJ Patel on a show," and then we talked about it, and now we've become friends. And one of his guys, I smoke with him every Sunday, brings me Cubans, and we go, and it's a beauty. So yeah, to your point, the show has brought the cigar community closer here in Monte Carlo. But yes,
And
so he'll
influenced
be on
the
next
price
week.
of Cuban cigars around the world,
Yes. Okay,
as
here
well
we
as their
go.
supply and
The
demand.
main question is Stephen coming to London so we can all have a smoke together? Yes, I will
Oh,
be
it's
in
a very easy
London.
answer. Yes, but the
Yes.
when is the question. When?
Well, I don't think there's going to be when is probably going to be the second quarter. And I will let everybody know well in advance.
Are we talking about the second financial quarter or the second calendar quarter.
Fuck, it's going literally the second quarter. We're in the first quarter.
Or
Then
are
we're
we
going
talking
to the
about the second
second quarter.
quarter of a football match in the second quarter?
It's going to be so long of a trip. Anyway, yes, I will let everybody know so we can all have a cigar together. It'll be Riz's pleasure to treat everybody. Now,
Can I point out a fact? Yeah, I'll
yes,
point
you
out a
can.
fact that Usman never joined the show.
Well, princesses, we may have to get a new princess. Just to let you know, according to Ruban, the problem with Riza is if you give him any of these cigars, he'll give them away to people he doesn't like. He's talking about the non-Cubans.
Which cigars are we talking about? Which cigars? We're talking about the New
Non-Cuban.
World?
No, he's talking about the No New World. Aaron Sigmund gave us the lecture because all these places were before we were the non-Cubans. So the non-Cubans, yes, if you give Rizza a non-Cuban, he will definitely give them the people he does not like. Here we go.
And unfortunately, I mean, I don't know how to explain this. Everyone has their own way of understanding what they like and what they don't like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I love burgers. I absolutely love burgers, right? But my benchmark for burgers can only be what my first experience was. It was McDonald's or Burger King, right? It was primarily McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
So they say, I had an interaction with someone recently about whiskey. Don't know quite, I can't remember who it was. And someone was talking to me about a question that was asked that I've never really tried whiskey. Which whiskey should I try? Maybe it was on YouTube. And the answer really was a nice answer. I wasn't expecting it. Start at something that's really good. Because if you start at something shit, you'll always think that is your sort of benchmark. Start with something that has got flavor, complexity, gives you a bit of a buzz, and that I think that relates to cigars as well. If you're going to smoke a Cuban for a first time, or you're going to smoke a cigar for the first time, instead of smoking all this New World shit, go straight to the Cuban.
Okay.
And have something like, a Ramon Iones specially selected. It doesn't have to be expensive, but when it comes to the Cuban cigar, actually, whatever everyone says, my answer would be smoke an H. Upmann half Corona, because as a short, small cigar, that delivers flavor. It delivers. I mean, I could chain smoke those cigars. If you give me them packs of 20, I'd be smoking 20 H. Upmann half Coronas all day. What's Ruben saying?
You would basically say non-Cubans is what you would give away. But if you can't go to London, let's say, and you're just a brand new cigar smoker watching the show and you want a recommendation for a good smoke.
Siglo 2. Siglo 2.
What part of non-Cuban did you not get? If you can't get a Cuban, you can choke the Padron.
I already gave you the answer. I forget the Padron and all that rubbish.
Brazilian Amazon.
If you don't want to spend a huge amount of money, right? And
there
this
we
would be
go.
about 20, I think.
CIO Brazilian Amazon is not a lot of money. It's $7 a stick.
No. I'm talking about a cigar that's actually very good.
So is a CIO Brazilian Amazon. It's good.
No, but I'm promising this to you people, and it's not easy to get hold of this anymore. The 20-year, the Aroa 20-year age box press is sort of like in cross sections, like a rectangle. It comes with tissue paper on it, and it's got the band. It's a fucking good smoke.
And if you can find one, good luck.
You can.
H. Upmann HC is, by the way, but just so we know, my first cigar was an Ashton Classic. God forbid I will never smoke that again.
Ramon, there's a message from Rachmaninoff fanboy.
Yeah.
The Ramon Iones Gigantes.
Yes.
Excellent recommendation. Basically, is two. I used to think it's two specially selected end to end, but actually. The ring gauge is smaller on the Gigantes. I believe the ring gauge on Gigantes is 49.
Okay.
And on the Ramon Iones specially selected is 50 because of the Robusto.
Okay.
But that's one hell of a double Corona. The Ramon Iones Gigantes. I think that's a great cigar.
Okay. And then Cigars and Cars in the UK says, yes, H. Upmann says the H. Upmann HC is a great little smoke. There you go.
Well, all right. Thank you, Peter. Yes,
better
you
than
got to persuade Steven. Steven doesn't know these things. Steven, if Steven started smoking H. Upmann half Coronas, you go, what the fuck have I started smoking? You'll love it, Steven. Half Corona.
No, but I like the whatchamacallit. I like the Juan López, and I like that French cigar, the Fagula cigar you turned me on to, and I smoke those. Those are good.
Which one?
The Fagula cigar from the one they made for France for the Fagulas. The champagne cigar. That's the one. I like that cigar. That's a good cigar too.
Yeah, Quai d'Orsay.
All of a sudden, it's not a good cigar.
No, there's a one problem I've always had with the Quai d'Orsay cigar, and
You
they
can't
do it on
pronounce the
purpose.
name.
They always put the band very, very tightly on
That's true. You got to peel it
the
off when you're
band. You got
smoking
to
it.
like play, and I like
Yeah.
to prise the band off a cigar without
Yeah.
undoing it. And I always find there's always this tendency to you have to be very ultra careful.
Yeah.
But I love Quai d'Orsay.
It's a great smoke.
In fact, I was in Paris 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we know.
I was at the Gentleman 1919, which was just on
Here
the
it comes.
Champs-Élysées,
Yeah.
and I smoked a Quai d'Orsay 52 there.
Yes.
That's
And
true.
then if
That's
you,
getting all his F KS out of the way before. Yeah.
Ramadan.
You could see I'm toning it down. You can see I'm already on a steady decline before Ramadan. I'm, I'm cleaning up the language. I've been encouraged by many people to say clean up the language, and I
Yeah.
said,
I haven't encouraged.
okay.
I haven't encouraged that. By the way, I had your Cato say 52 that following Sunday, if you remember correctly. When I sent you a picture and I put it on Instagram for people to see, and people were like, "Oh,
Did you enjoy it?"
I did. I like that Juan López. I've never really had a bad Cuban cigar. That I will say. I've never had one that I'm like, this is crap. Why am I smoking?
There's a reason. There's a reason normally why, because the
Here
Cuban
we go.
cigars are actually cigars compared to the crap, which is New World,
Here
right?
it comes. Yeah, sure.
But the thing is this: I've realized that the more I say this, the more, and this is nothing to do with this very, very dirty word of influencing, because some people like to think they're influencers. Yeah, this is more
Yes,
about
yes.
inspiring. We're inspirators. Let's put it that way. Let's come up with a new word. We are someone who inspires
Right.
is inspirational,
That's
but
right.
we will make up our own word, inspirators. We are inspirators.
We are
And the word
inspirators.
inspiration comes from the Latin in spiritus, which means when the
Mhm.
spirit enters into you.
Here it comes.
Studied Latin for like
Of course
half
you
my
did.
life. I
God
did.
forbid.
And so anyway, we are inspirators. We're not influencers.
Yes.
Okay,
No, no.
right. But I like to think that, some of this advice we offer out, not advice, these are sort of like what we think, the stuff we share out, people actually listen to it. And I really like this, that people come back and give feedback and say, listen,
Yeah.
since you mentioned it, I started smoking Siglo 2s, or since you
Yeah.
mentioned it, I started smoking Quai d'Orsay. I really like that, because the aim is not to promote oneself. The aim is to promote the things that you like so other people can
The
enjoy them. That's
cigars.
all.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I
The
think
good, the real cigars, not the shit ones.
here it comes.
But the shit ones can be enjoyed if you are really drunk and you don't know what it is you're smoking. They can be
Okay.
enjoyed. So,
So let me just say this to the Padron and Fuentes family that thought they may want to come on the show to talk with us. Probably not happening now, but
no,
thanks
no,
for
no,
your
no,
help.
the cigars. No, no, this is just good. No, you see that? You see, those are pairing cigars. You need to have had a bottle
Oh,
of
okay.
scotch or whiskey in order to enjoy that cigar. Otherwise, it's total shit,
Okay.
right? And that is cigar alchemy. So the thing about Cuban cigars is you can enjoy
Yeah.
them neat.
Here it comes.
But we have a drink in the UK called Ribena. If you were to drink Ribena neat out of the bottle, you just choke. But if you
Yeah.
dilute it with water, it's a wonderful drink.
Okay.
And so the New World cigars, because the leaves, because the flavor profile is so shit and so crap, so
Mhm.
they either taste of nothing or they taste of a cow's ass, basically.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
right,
Okay.
or a horse's ass. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
What you
what?
do is you dilute it down. You get your brain in a place where you can handle the total crapness of the product. And what you do is
Right.
just you alcohol yourself up. You become inebriated, and
Yeah.
then you can really enjoy anything. To be very honest with you.
So the question for Riza, when he used to steal
I don't
Monty's
remember. I
from his,
honestly, I've been asked this
okay.
question. I don't remember. They were Monte Cristos, obviously, because you
Yeah.
can't forget.
Look, we have to read the
And you know what?
question for
There's a
the people. Wait,
sprinkling
wait,
of.
wait. We have to read the question for people on the podcast that
I read
can't
it very
see
fast.
it. I know, but can we read it for the other people?
Go for it.
The question is, thank you. Wow. Riz's question is, what Montes did he steal from his dad's humidor when he was young? Which Montes were they? He doesn't
If
remember.
I'm really pushed to it, they were Monty number twos or Monty number threes. But I
Okay,
can't
there you
remember.
go.
I really can't remember the actual Vitola. But I
Okay.
suspect it was something like that. And the reason, and then one of the amusing thing happens I think this was with AJ. In fact, Aaron Sigmund was there when this was maybe a month and a half ago when Aaron was in London.
Let me
We
pick
had a
that up
very,
for you.
very brief get together at number 6 Cavendish.
Let me
And
pick that
AJ
up.
remembered it. This was very sweet of him. I was telling
Yeah.
him that, the Monte Cristo cigars.
Yeah.
And he went into the humidor. He pulled out a box of I think it was Monte Cristo number 3s
Okay.
from 1980 something, 84, 85.
Nice.
That's my recollection. And we smoked them. And yeah, I think those were the cigars that I would, because I certainly remember the box.
Yeah.
And the other brand that I remember, and so there's only, and my recollection is only seeing 2 or 3 Cuban cigar brands in my father's humidor. Monte Cristos,
Right.
Romeo y Julietas,
Of course.
and the last one was, my recollection, I think they must have been Partagas, but I wasn't that interested in Partagas.
Okay.
Cohibas, I tripped into Cohibas myself on my own in the very late 90s.
Okay.
That's my recollection.
Interesting. All right.
And then there was a whole spate between 2008 and 2014 where really I was just smoking Siglo. I mean, every other cigar was Siglo too. Every
Okay.
other cigar was. And now I'm having a bit of a revival moment. I'm kind of like, some people love to smoke around and they'll smoke all the regionals and they'll smoke all the brands and they'll smoke all
Right.
sorts of, which is lovely. It's lovely because what you're doing
Yeah.
is you're getting a cigar education. But I'm finding at my age, I'm coming back to my old kind of favorites, if you feel like it. Yeah. Whether
You're not
it's,
that old.
as you get older, you find your tastes become a little bit more
Refined.
refined. It would be a kind of a very up oneself knobbish kind of word. It's like calling yourself
There
an
we go.
aficionado or an
Oh, thank
aficionado.
you.
Um,
Which
that's
I'm
what other
not, by
people
the way.
do, right? Yeah. But
Yeah.
what they look at, they narrower. You kind of narrow
Yeah.
down. You say, listen, I don't want to waste my time smoking something that I might like. I want to smoke
Yeah.
something that I do like.
Right. I agree with that.
You go out for a
So,
burger, right? And sometimes you're in
what's your
or a bike thing.
fixation with a burger? Well, you are so fascinated with a burger. Are you hungry?
Um, um, but I think a burger is an anytime, any place kind of product, and that's what a
Okay, just
cigar is
checking.
for me. And that's why
Okay.
that's why the two for me are quite tied in together.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to
Uh,
figure that out.
yeah, but most often I want a burger that I really enjoy, as opposed to one that I
Yeah.
might enjoy.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's the same. Well, it's the same with anything. If you buy something you want to enjoy, not that you might enjoy, it's the same with people
No,
that
no,
can't get
there's an argument
cues.
for trying different things to work out
Yeah.
what you might be missing out on something. Yeah, you might be potentially
Yeah.
missing out on something.
Everything, all the hype, you're not missing out on crap.
Yeah,
But the same, people like Padron. They like Fuentes. You may not. For
good for
some
them.
of
No,
them,
no, good
that's
for
the
them.
pinnacle
Good
of
for
their
them.
cigar.
Less,
That's it.
less that appear on my radar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you give them to your enemies. We understand that, according to that.
I saw recently, I think it was a week ago, or less than a week ago, I saw Rekha Patel, AJ's daughter. She
Yeah.
put up, these guys have gone to the tour, so tour of the importers of the Cuban cigar, sorry, God forbid,
Dominic.
the non-Cuban
Yeah.
cigars into the UK. And they do a tour of Nicaragua, whatever. And they've gone there. And she posted last year's visit. Now, I can't remember the name of the factory that she visited.
Right.
It was one of these big Miami springs to mind. I think this is the tobacco is grown in Nicaragua and the I can't remember the name of the factory. It's gone out of my brain.
Okay.
But clearly, all of these brands, all of the growers of tobacco, all of the
Mhm.
owners of these farms and these cigars, they clearly take a huge amount of pride in their product. Yeah.
Right.
And they were talking about having sort of like 60, 70 million cigars in their warehouse. I mean, this is a hell of a lot
Well,
of money there, right? Yeah.
yeah.
But what I still find this, I can say these things, and you don't have to agree with them. I find it personally amusing. I frankly don't, it's not to my palate. I don't get it.
Right.
I could smoke all 70 million of those cigars. I still wouldn't get it, if you know what
Okay.
I mean. Uh,
Everybody, listen. It's the same with you. Always like supercars. It's the same with supercars. People like different cars. People like different cigars. Just because you like Cuban
no,
and you
no,
think
no, no.
non-Cubans are
It
crap
doesn't,
is different.
as Ghostbusters would say, in Ghostbusters, they say the door doesn't swing both ways on this one.
Well,
Here's
unless
what I
you're in
mean.
Key
Let me
West,
explain.
then it swings
People
both
who
ways. I
smoke
think.
not people who smoke regularly New World cigars, you give them a
Yeah.
Cuban cigar, they'll love it.
Yeah. Of course.
But the door doesn't swing the other way necessarily. People smoke Cuban cigars all the time. You get a New World cigar,
That's not
99%
true.
of the time they'll say, no, it's just not to my taste.
Well, yeah, because your palate gets changed. But I mean, I've had both, and I smoke both, and I pick the New Worlds or
I
the
know, but
non-Cuban cigars.
you're affected by your location in
Well,
terms
no,
of
even when
what
I
space.
travel, I bring Cuban and non-Cubans with me, and then I bring cigars. But I've smoked Cuban cigars every Sunday, and on Saturday is my non-Cuban day, and I'm good with that. But I smoke the non-Cubans that I like. There are specific ones that I'm like, these are the ones I like smoking. If someone wants me to try one, I will. But I have the 5 or 6 that are my go-to Cuban, non-Cubans, and then on Cuban day, if I don't have my Juan Lopez, I have whatever, is being passed around the table. And then I do that. So I like to engage because I want to try everything because there's so much out there. Now there's some crap out there. And after 2 puffs, if it's crap.
I can
And if
add
it
an
is,
adjective. It's total crap.
uh,
But the thing is, that's what the point I'm trying to make, and I think these are just opinions. If you don't like them,
yeah,
it's okay. It's no problem.
sure.
Yeah, is that there are people out there who love their product. They put a lot of
Yes.
effort in. There's a lot of salaries tied to workforce, etc., etc. But I don't get the product.
Right.
I don't understand what have you produced. Why is it so acerbic? Why is there so much ammonia in it? Why does it taste of nothing, or why does it taste of everything and is so bitter? I don't
Right.
get it. But then I find that some people say, "Oh, this was a wonderful cigar." In what way was it wonderful? How did you enjoy this
Uh,
cigar that I can't stand? Right,
okay.
and that's
Well,
that. You might say that's personal taste, but then
right.
I think it's more than just personal taste.
Oh my God. First of all, the Oliva V is a wonderful cigar. Rizzo will not try one. He tried one a long
I
time ago and
I
he
I
hates it.
I smoked God knows how many Oliva V's in
Yeah.
one fucking evening, and Oliva V actually is a sore point for me. I had a very bad experience drinking tea sampling. I think this was 2 years ago. Sampling very top end teas one
Yeah.
whole evening and smoking Oliva cigar. I had the biggest hangover the next day, and that's just from tea and cigars. And Oliva
Yeah.
played a part in that. When I was in Dortmund last September at it was the Into Tobacco Festival
Hmm.
exhibition. Um, yeah, no. I mean, look, I'm reading these comments. Rachmaninoff
Yeah.
says there's no such thing as a bad cigar, just a cigar you didn't like.
No, that's Cigar Confidential.
There's also a bad cigar that you didn't like,
Mhm.
and it's fine. I
Yeah.
agree with you. There are people who are very proud of their product. I just simply don't
Yeah.
get it. Right now, I'm not your litmus test person,
Right.
but I'm open-minded. I don't mind, and Stephen knows this. I don't mind trying New World cigars. I've tried my fair share of New World cigars, right?
You like Camacho.
I
You
just
love
think
Camacho.
generally speaking, now Camacho is a Davidoff brand, which is a splendid brand,
There it goes.
and if they
Yeah.
attach their name to it, it must be a splendid cigar.
There it
Very, very
comes.
non-abrasive, and Camacho, Connecticut, again, just as a
Yeah.
reminder, Camacho, Connecticut I'll tell you something, is a great cigar with coffee, open air, fabulous cigar. You love it.
Ha! And there's our Davidoff paid commercials for today. No, I mean, I think everyone has their own taste. And as we see with the fans, they have their own taste as well. So a lot of your Cuban smoking fans do like non-Cuban cigars. Just telling you.
I've never met one.
Really? Ali just told you what he liked. It was non-Cuban.
Yeah, he's been kind. He's on the program. He wants some, he wants to give you a balance. These are intelligent people. They don't
Oh,
really, they don't
God.
rear their actual opinions on the
Ah,
program. But unfortunately, I don't have that level of self control, and clearly not. I'm not clearly not an aficionado. Uh, so my opinion doesn't mean that much. But this is the place where we can give it.
there you go. Now, let me ask you this. Tomorrow, because I know you like to drop things like names, what are you going to be smoking tomorrow? And you don't have to say where. What are you going to smoke tomorrow so I can make sure that gets all sold out before you can get there?
It's a good question.
Oh, I know. I
It's a good
only ask good
question.
questions.
Rachmaninoff has put the Ramonayones Gigantes in my brain. I haven't
I
smoked one of
see
those
that.
for maybe 5 or 6 months. I might have to smoke a double coat. I might have to smoke that Gigantes tomorrow.
There you
It's not a
go.
good
All
one.
right. Now
Um,
sales will go up tomorrow.
that's a good Sunday smoke. A good
There you go.
Sunday smoke.
Camacho. Cars and cigars, you
Outstanding.
can't go
You're missing
Camacho.
out. Camacho's outstanding smoke. Outstanding smoke. And it depends which one, right? The Connecticut is very good. The Corojo is a bit of a slap around the face.
All right.
I recommend, if you haven't tried it, try a Camacho Connecticut Machito, which are the small ones that come in tins.
Yep.
Yeah. Have that with coffee. Fabulous. You go, yeah,
All right.
I don't know what the fuss was about. It's a great cigar.
All right, it's crap. Anyway, Cigar Confidential says 90% of the non-Cubans are shit and 90% of the Cubans are good. That's an actual fact. So why don't we just say 90% of non-worlds are crap, 10% of the Cubans are crap. Got it. All right, there you go. That was easy. There you go. The fans are speaking up today. I kind of like this late afternoon show. The fans are very more awake and really getting into it. And we'll have to keep this. What's going to happen during Ramadan? Don't you have to feast? Are you going to be able to keep the time? Or are you going to have to change your time again?
No, the only thing is a bit like vampires. Between in the daylight hours, you can't eat or drink.
Is it daylight there now? At 6 o'clock at night, is it daylight?
No, it's been night since about 4:40, 4:45.
So when does the breaking of Ramadan and the feast start then when Ramadan starts?
So by the time, but the thing is, here's my thing, because I've been in Cuba, the Cuban timings are going to be different. Apparently, it's sunrise around 7 o'clock ish.
Yeah.
It's much more equatorial, so there's not that much change throughout the year. So sunrise is around 7ish, sunset is around 6:15. So basically, I've got sort of 11ish hours, which is quite manageable. And the aim will be, once I'm in Cuba, I'll be sleeping not all of the daylight hours, but I imagine after having a quick breakfast around 6ish and a quick smoke, I'll probably lie down for 4 or 5 hours. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, so what you do in London? Okay, no different.
No,
okay, so
yeah, it's variable. Everyone is different. It's like I have this major habit of not. I eat once a day in London because I value my sleep. I can't get up first thing in the morning to have breakfast to go back to sleep. I can't do it. So I often skip it, and I do like 24-hour fasts.
Okay, so let's just let the fans know, though. On February 21st, by the way, I expect my gifts because that's my birthday. And on February 28th, those 2 days, unless I'm in Cuba, there may not be a show because the boys, Oisman and Riza, will be in Cuba. And we may not be able to broadcast.
We did contemplate we might do, some short pre-recorded broadcasts.
We'll try. But if we don't,
but
we'll let the fans know.
It may not happen. The only thing that does
20...
happen is one way or the other we get on the show. Remember the show I did from the cemetery? I mean,
that was a great show. The Dead People show.
Thought, what am I doing standing in the cemetery doing a show? But we did a show.
Yeah, but we don't know how the internet's going to work. We don't know if they're going to let you get on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of
things. These are, for me, because having not been to Cuba, I've been assured that the internet has been getting better every single year. And I've been assured many things, but I frankly don't know. I can't guarantee it.
You know who can tell you? Ruben. So we'll ask Ruben. Now, if we do the show from Cuba, you have to determine if you're going to do the show at 7 in the morning Cuban time or 1 o'clock in the afternoon Cuban time. We got the fans know.
Well, we'll wing it. We'll wing it.
Yes, we will. But anyway, there'll be a show next week. There'll be a show the following week, and there'll be a show the following week, and then it's the Cuba trip.
There we go.
So there you go. But there'll be definitely a show next week because next week, if I'm not mistaken, once again, the Cigar Rabbi is going to be showing up.
Usman. The Cigar
Rabbi. No, Princess. We don't know where Princess is. I think Princess was abducted. And just so we're clear, we don't negotiate with terrorists. So you do whatever you have to do with Princess. So good luck with that. That's no negotiation. We're sorry, Usman. It's just the way it goes. But yeah, so I think next week the Cigar Rabbi will be on. That should be a fun show. Very knowledgeable. Not a lot of personality, so we'll have to work through that. It'll be like pulling teeth a little bit. Yeah, we'll be okay. That'll be a fun show. And then whatever the fans need to ask or do, we will take care of. Do you have anything else, or are we going to wrap the show up now? We're going to wrap the show. Oh, we are. Let me go over here. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If I don't mention that, Rizzy gets upset. And you can push the little buttons down below. If everybody asks about the merch, it's somewhere in the chat, or you use this QR code above to get to the merch page, blah, 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 blah. And other than that, everybody, thank you for joining us on your Saturday afternoon, evening, or wherever you are. And we'll be back next Saturday, same time, same bat channel with some stuff. We have no clue what we're talking about. And that's it. Anything you want to say, Rizza, before we go? Bye-bye?
Goodbye.